Proudest moment?
I would say my proudest moment was when we debuted with Haas, because it's in 2006 in Australia. It's one of these things. I mean, I started off as a mechanic in racing, in rallying, and then, and at the time I didn't realize it. You realize it afterwards. To set up an F1 team, out of your kitchen with a business plan, go around, found investor, and build it then up, and then go to a race. It's pretty cool, And but I'm not only proud for myself; I'm proud for the whole team, because I think back on that time we worked day and night, but not. There was people working a lot harder than me on it, to make it happen, and I'm very proud of them. What was achieved that, because it's one of these things. If somebody would have told me when I was 15 or 20 years old, you will be setting up an F1 team. I mean, right. How can you do that? It's not possible. Then you do it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. For our fans listening at home, I think there's two ways to get into F1 as a constructor, right? And they're both very hard. And they're both very hard because there's a fixed pie of money and nobody wants to share the money, basically, right? So you can either buy an existing team and put a sticker on it, right? Somebody that's done all the engineering, and you kind of rebrand it, and we've seen that happen a lot. Or you can petition for a new entry, which is harder. And I think the plan was to buy a car at first for the Haas entry, but you guys ended up going the really hard route and doing it from scratch. Yeah. That was kind of unprecedented for years and years, maybe 20, 30 years.
It's still around the team. It was something. It's just one of these things normally somebody wants a team, as you say, he goes and buys a team, but I didn't have the money to buy a team. I could, and people said, how you convince Mr. Haas to do this? I said, you cannot convince somebody. What you have to convince him, that if he wants to do an F1 team, you are the person which can do it. And that I convinced him with my business plan. I said, this is how I would do it. And there was a few things in there which were different than other people did, which failed, because there was a lot of people which failed doing it, lost a lot of money by doing it, And I said, I can do it, but obviously I need money to do it because I don't have the money,
Yeah. Speaking of that, there's always a kind of a higher boss that you're answering to. Given Gene's success in business in NASCAR, how much expectation management was required in those early years going into a field of established teams?
It's quite a bit, and I would say I think in the beginning we were very good with it because the results were there, Mm-hmm. So, but it's always when you have an investor, call it whoever it is, an entity, a person, there's always expectations because it's a lot of money. To do F1 is a lot of money. It's not, and normally what always happened, either people run out of passion because the results were not there, or they run out of money because they couldn't find the money. So it's always to try to keep that one going. And obviously you need to do some management. It's not easy, but it's part of the job again. It's that it's every job has got its downsides. So but. Again, take them into positives, try to do the best and explain what you're doing. Be always honest about it, what you're doing and why you're doing it, and then you don't have to hide for nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've seen in the NHL over the last few years, new teams come into the league. You built a brand new team. What was important for you when you start from scratch, really? Okay, I'm going to build a great team here. What were the important building blocks for you to create great culture and again, have a great team?
People, the people you take in. For me, it's all about it's a team. It's about the people you've got there, and you said the right thing to establish a culture that they work together. Which is in every competitive, like NHL, as you say, it's competitive. Everything is competitive because just the best ones survive. And to keep that they are competitive, but not against each other. They need to be competitive against the other people. So you need your team to and to keep them focused that they fight the other people and not each other. I always at Haas I interviewed. Maybe I missed 2% of the people I didn't interview, which we took on myself. But just the last interview, just for 10, 15 minutes, just to see if they fit the culture, not if they can do the job. Once they come to me, because, an engineer, I cannot check which software he can use. I mean, there's better people than me in the team to check that one. But for me, it was, will they fit the culture, because you can have the best engineer in the world, a nerd, but if he doesn't work with the other team, with the other members, he's useless. because we need to get together, and that was my way of trying to get the best possible team together. Did I achieve 100%? No. I mean, we took on some people which didn't work out, but it helped, I think, to establish a good culture.